I used to wake up every morning and the first thing I do was to criticize my reflection. And I was constantly comparing myself to everyone else. But then something shifted. And I mean it when I say that respecting my body has completely transformed my life because it changed absolutely everything. About 3 years ago, I was in what I can only describe as a war in my body. I was constantly trying new diets, but somehow nothing clicked. So I was always overwhelmed because I didn't have structure and I didn't know what I was doing. I'd skip meals and then binge. I'd work out obsessively and then not move for some days because I didn't feel ready to be seen. Back then, when I looked in the mirror, I was constantly doubting myself because deep down I knew that I was meant for more. But there was just this one voice that was holding me back all the time. Back then at that time, I thought that being self-disciplined meant being harsh with yourself, but that's not true at all. But I had a breaking point where I just knew that I can't do the same things anymore. You have to understand, the shift didn't happen overnight. It wasn't a magical moment where I just instantly loved myself. But instead, I started with one simple question and I asked myself, what if my body isn't the enemy? Because I remember I spent years treating my body optional and I wasn't doing the things that I know I needed to do. So I made a rule for myself. I'd only say things to myself that my future self would accept. So what did respecting my body actually change? To be honest, everything. Because I've realized in my own life that this is where it starts. You know, if you can't treat your body with the respect and you can't honor your body, then you can't expect anything else in your life to change, because it starts with how you treat the temple that God blessed you with. So first of all, my mental health improved drastically. If you're currently in a state where you're struggling with certain thoughts, right, and you just feel lost and depressed, then most likely it's just because you're not moving enough. So you're not giving your body and you're not giving your mind what it actually needs. Most men struggle with bad mental health because they're not prioritizing moving, because they're not prioritizing actually taking care of their body. And one thing you're gonna notice once you start to lock in the gym is that your mental health will improve drastically, because you're just building that mental strength that you don't have when you're sitting inside your comfort zone all day. That is why it's super important to actually be committed to yourself, to actually set some non-negotiables that you're gonna stick to no matter what. No matter if it's raining, no matter if it's sunny, no matter the circumstances, that is something that you're gonna do because you actually love yourself, because you actually know that you can't just treat your body, you can't just treat yourself based on how you feel, right? Because if you're doing that, you're always gonna stay stuck in that plateau. You're never gonna move and actually become that man that God called you to be. The second thing that I've realized is my relationships got deeper. Honestly, before I didn't work out, I was not having that great relationships. Why? Because I didn't respect myself that much. And something that I've learned is that you attract who you are. So if you're in average shape, you don't take care of your appearance, right? You don't take care of your body, of what you eat, then you can't expect to attract high quality people into your life when you're not leading by example. So that has been something that I just had to change within. And once I actually decided that I'm not going to be average, I'm going to actually take care of what I do every day, and I'm going to make sure I'm consistent with that. This is where everything changed. And this is where I started to attract like-minded people into my life. So if you currently feel stuck with your relationships and you feel like you're just lost and you don't have the people in your life that you would want, then you have to first of all ask yourself if you're the person yet that actually attracts these people. The third thing is my productivity skyrocketed. I'm not going to lie, before I got into the gym, I was productive here and there, but actually having systems in place and being productive consistently, the main thing that really skyrocketed my productivity is that I just had so much more energy to get tasks done. You know, when you get into the gym and you start to push yourself to the limits, then when you come home and you have other tasks or you're at work, then you actually have so much more energy to just keep that same discipline, right? To keep that same consistency when it comes to overall being a better man. The next thing is your confidence starts to raise up drastically because you're actually becoming a whole new person, right? When you learn to fuel your body, when you learn to train your body, and you start to develop that self-respect, right? That is where you're gonna have so much more confidence, and it just makes sense, right? Because you're keeping your word, because you're showing up day after day. And that's how you're actually becoming that disciplined man. If you're constantly complaining about not having stability, or you feel lost, you feel weak, then it is also because you're not taking care of your body. If you can actually get to know your body on a deeper level, if you can master your body in all ways, then it's going to transform in other areas of your life as well. You know, but you have to first of all study your body. Study what you consume. Study the things that are good for you and then multiply them. And everything that is not good for you, cut it out immediately. Cut everything out that is not aligning with who you want to become. Now, here are a few practical steps that you can implement to actually respect your body more. The first thing that you can do is unfollow every single page that makes you feel bad about your body. Everything else that makes you question the things that you know that are good for yourself. And only engage with accounts that are actually encouraging you to start your journey. They're actually encouraging you to get into the gym, to start eating healthy, and to start being a disciplined person. The second thing you have to realize is separate health from appearance. So when you're just chasing the appearance, but you're still not taking care of your body overall, then you may still feel weak, right? You may still not have the energy, because at the end of the day, it's about mastering health. And working out is just one part of that. But you want to become that person that actually lives a healthy lifestyle. So if you have been wanting to live a healthy lifestyle for a while, but you just feel like nothing changed, then don't only focus on the appearance, but also focus on all the habits that you have, right? Focus on your sleep, focus on getting enough steps in every day, the workouts, the diet. Like I said before, the things that you consume, all of these things, they will determine if you actually feel well about yourself and if you have the energy to go after your goals. And also, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for support. Don't be afraid to actually ask for accountability. Because I can tell you, in my own journey over the last 4 years, I was so grateful whenever I had accountability, because I know it can be so hard to do everything by yourself because you just feel stuck and you don't have the right accountability system. And that's exactly why so many people fall back to their old habits. This is a lifelong process, so you have to learn to be patient with your body. You know, it's not about doing everything perfect in one day. It's about building sustainable habits that you can do over years. You know, the habits that you build right now, they're going to keep you consistent and keep you in good shape your whole life. You know, so that is why it's important to actually focus on building these strong habits right now, so you don't have to worry about it in the future. Real health comes from consistent, sustainable practices rooted in self-respect.